God damn. Check this out. We're recording.
Indeed.
We're recording. And with that being said, welcome to the inaugural, to the first, to the flagship episode of Sarath and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast. It's your boy Sarath, aka Makazi.
And it's your boy Chris Brown, aka Red Fort Delta. How's everybody doing out there?
All right, so I have a confession to make, people. So, on this podcast, we like to be honest with our listeners. We like to be, we want y'all to know that when we say something, like, this is our actual feelings and how we actually feel. So with that being said, this isn't actually episode 1. We done filmed this, listen, we've been filming for about almost a year now and just having episodes in the bank, and we're finally ready to put this podcast out. So this is gonna be our episode 1, but it's not when we filmed it, so just bear with us. It'll all line up eventually.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I felt, but because the reason why we're doing like this, because I felt like we needed to, if we jumped in with the episodes that we started with, then it would just been it's like watching a movie from the middle. Can't watch a movie from the middle. You gotta watch it from the beginning. You need a good introduction. So, this episode today, we're going to do a little bit of introducing ourselves to the audience. First of all, we got Mr. Chris Brown. It's how do we get to this point in our journey? Like, how do we get to the point that me and you are sitting here on Zoom, just talking to each other about movies?
Oof. Do I start way back in 2008, or do I start from when I moved here in Alabama?
Well, I mean, our whole thing is, me and Chris, we go way back. We're best friends since forever. And, our whole routine on Fridays used to be, get out of work, just movies, food, club. That's every Friday.
Yes, indeed.
Life comes at us quick, and we done lost touch. We done moved apart, moved away. But, starting this podcast was a way for us to enjoy movies again together and to keep up. At the end of the day, we keep in touch a lot more now because of just prepping for this podcast and talking to this podcast and shit like that. So that's why we're here. And another thing we also do together is we drink.
Indeed.
And
you will see a whole lot of drinking.
Yeah, you will see on the later episodes that we do have a tradition on this podcast where we have a little drink, taste a little something, give you a little tiny review.
Ain't no little drink.
Yeah, Chris is he's got his drink.
Oh yeah. Look, you'll see in some episodes too where Sarath's eyes get a little bit more smaller.
Why you got to bring that up now? Let the audience. First of all, some people are only gonna be listening. They ain't even gonna be able to see the eyes. Maybe they'll be able to hear it in the voice though.
Yeah, they'll definitely that.
Why he talking slower now?
Oh man.
But, so I would ask Chris exactly what he's drinking today, but it's funny because Mr. Alcoholic's best friend, or alcohol's best friend, isn't able to be drinking for a while. Tell the people why.
Because I got into a fight with a rattlesnake.
Listen. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, and I beat it, but it got that good hit on me, which is why my finger's like this. Caught me in the finger.
Bro, like I said, man, that's crocodile done, Chris. Man.
Oh man,
I ain't never heard of anybody getting bit by a rattlesnake. We're that's like some shit you see on TV.
Look, how many people have told me they've never seen somebody get bit by a rattlesnake and actually live to talk about it? Mm-hmm. So I don't know what the hell is wrong with me, or what the hell is right with me. You live in the woods. It's your problem. You live in the woods. Yeah, I know. If you're watching this on YouTube, you're looking at Chris. He looks like your run-of-the-mill brother from the projects, because we are from Springfield, Massachusetts. The 413.
Yeah, but that's not where Chris lives now.
Nah, I'm country as hell.
Yeah, he's slowly transitioning. His black neck is becoming red as we speak.
Oh man, it happens. I eat possum, raccoon, turtle.
I mean, you can see by the jacket behind Chris, that's his drink. So
yes,
he likes some Jack.
I'm an avid Jack Daniel's drinker. Never changes.
Yeah. Me, today I am indulging in a little artisanal Brewworks Warheads Extreme Sour Hard Seltzer. Wow, man, this light is fucking bright as fuck.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I can see it though.
I'm gonna try to dial this down a little bit.
Yeah, it's better.
Oh, there we go. See, man.
Okay. That looks interesting.
Yeah. Man, listen. Here's the thing. My mom's, I'm gonna show you right now.
Is she calling you right now?
My mom's trying to call me. See?
Look.
No, but here's the problem. The reason why she's trying to call me is because I posted a video on Instagram. I mean, on Facebook. She'll see the pictures, and she don't comment on it. She calls me because, I saw the pictures. I'm like, yeah. So just write a comment. You don't need to call me and tell me every time I post something.
Oh gosh.
But all right. So after after the Warheads, I'm also gonna do a June Shine Coconut Cruise hard kombucha. God damn, this light is fucking me up.
This early as hell too,
bro. I don't know. We're filming. It's like 2 o'clock.
You can't see that can as good as the other one,
bro. This light is just we're getting washed out, man. Hold on, we dialing this down.
Okay, there you go. Now you look black as hell. Let me.
I know. Okay, that's that. I just hit the crisp button.
Oh man.
Oh man. Oh yeah. Okay. So again, if a movie is good, I like to have a shot for the movie.
Indeed.
It is what it is. Sometimes you're gonna watch a movie. No matter of fact, all right, why are we picking these movies anyway? Why is this podcast called Movie Therapy Podcast?
Because for all the listeners and viewers, if you like movies as much as we do, they take you somewhere different. And what me and Sarath have come to learn is we enjoy watching movies to see how we can relate to them, as I imagine anybody else does in the world. And how much better it makes you, how much worse it could show you who you are. You know what I'm saying? Basically, just self-reflection. So Movie Therapy Podcast, it's in the title, therapy. You watch it to provide therapy on your own, and then we talk about it. And because we all have different perspectives on the same items sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we just talk it out, see how we can grow from it, learn from it, and take it from there.
Yeah, because I like sometimes when you're watching a movie, they'll pose scenarios that you wouldn't normally engage in your everyday life, but we kind of use those scenarios and whatnot as a vehicle to place ourselves in certain situations, or just talk about like how we would operate in those situations, and that tends to lead us down different paths of just analyzing ourselves.
Indeed.
And, who we are as people. And I feel like, especially between men, that's just not done a lot now. It's a lot more openly talked about now, but back in the day, men didn't really talk about their feelings like that.
Yeah.
And what's going on with them. And it's just a way for us to do that, because I don't really open up. I'll be the first to admit it. I don't open up to a lot of people. It's just, this is how I am. I'm that, shut up, put your head down, get your work done kind of person. And I'll be the first to admit that, you can't be like that all the time.
No, sometimes you got to open your mouth and say something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because sometimes shit is gonna come that you don't understand. It's affecting you in a certain way, and it's real easy to just shut it down, and not think about it and just keep on doing what you're doing. But sometimes those scenarios happen in your life for a reason, and you gotta sit down and analyze them in order to learn something new about yourself. Maybe you're operating on a wavelength that you shouldn't be. And this thing, whatever it is that happened in your life, is telling you, hey, maybe get off that train and hop on this other one, because you're heading down a path you shouldn't be heading down.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, like this week's movie. It posed 3 different scenarios, and it was very interesting. It's very interesting because I'll have you explain. You don't want to pick the movie this week.
Yes.
I will tell you right now, though, I did like the movie, so I'm about to have this shot because of that.
Okay, so you did like it, and man, I would take a shot with you, but yeah, my insides are fucked up right now.
Yeah. So I mean, for this shot, I'm doing this Sugarland's Moonshine Appalachian Apple Pie. I've been working my way through this bottle.
I see.
It's like the only kind of liquor I have in the house right now. I just went back on my meal plan, so like I really shouldn't be having any alcohol right now. But it's the podcast, so fuck y'all. I got dreams.
Indeed. But the movie I picked it's on Netflix. It's called The House. It's an animation movie. What would you call it? Well, it's animation, but what's the proper term? Because it's not.
I mean, it's stop motion.
Okay, and
where is that movie from? Like, what language? It's not. It's got to be British, right?
You know what? Because it had an accent, so yeah, that sounds about right. If not, like UK, London area, somewhere around there.
Yeah, how'd you come across this?
She was looking for a movie. Cheers, I would do it with you. And I ended up just coming across a preview, and I never saw a preview that looked like a horror thriller comedy, like weird. Yeah, like I couldn't piece it together. So I looked at it. I was like, "What in the hell did I just watch?" You know what I'm saying? So I was like, "Yo, we got to watch a movie for the podcast because something about it says it's going to be interesting." And
have you watched a lot of stop motion movies before?
Not a lot of them. No, I think the only stop motion movie that I can remember was George Clooney was in it. He was the voice of the fox. I can't remember what it was called.
Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, there you go.
Fantastic Mr. Fox, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And before then, I can't tell you if I did, but I know that was one that I watched.
You ain't ever seen like Chicken Run?
Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, I guess that is stop motion. This one was different. My shit. Oh yeah, definitely. This one was different because to me that's more like claymation.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, claymation is stop motion. It's just that, you know, obviously, not most of the time you're gonna see it done with clay. So it's got that specific look to it, like Wallace and Gromit, fucking Celebrity Deathmatch.
Yeah,
all that shit.
Like this one was looked like wool.
Yeah, that's what caught me by surprise when I first saw it. I was like, oh, it's stop motion, but it's way different than a lot of the other stop motion I've seen. Yeah, man. So, how come the US doesn't really do a lot of stop motion? Matter of fact, they do. Do they?
Was Fantastic Mr. Fox US?
No, I want to say that was a UK movie.
That's an interesting question. I don't know.
Yeah, I know there's a company out of Oregon called Leica. I know they do some because they did like Paranorman and Monster. I think it was Monster House. No, Monster House wasn't claymation, but they did like Paranorman and Coraline, and then you had like the old like fucking, you know, Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
Man, I think that's my favorite style. Other than hand drawn, that might be my next favorite style of animation. Like I would much rather watch stop motion over like computer animated.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's more interesting looking.
Well, it's definitely that. I think it's just a lot more time goes into it.
Yeah, because you got to literally move something, snap a picture, move something, snap a picture. Like it's super time consuming.
Yeah, definitely. That's probably why Americans don't do it.
Yeah, they out here looking for convenience, trying to get shit done fast.
Yeah, for real.
Quality over quantity. Ass motherfucker. I'm just
oh shit. All
right, yeah. So what attracted you? Like, what just attracted you to this movie? Was it the look of? You said the look and like the feel of like.
Yeah, it's like a thriller. Like I never actually like you said stop motion that had the feel of a horror film with people. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even though it wasn't that, but just the trailer alone, it was everywhere. But it had me like zoned in. Like, yo, what did I just watch? Like I have to watch this movie because I didn't understand the trailer.
All right, so you said that like, you know, stop motion looks like something that's time consuming. You ever did something in your life that was like super time consuming, and then like while you were doing it, you're just like, man, I just gotta get this shit fucking done. And then as soon as it was done, you're like, all right, you felt accomplished.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like what, man? You can't just.
I mean, we've all done something, but I mean, shit.
But I mean, actually, like actual time, like this. It takes a long fucking time. For example, I just ran the Spartan race in Killington. The Spartan Beast was like, it was 13.2 miles, but from what I would just heard that like I think I ran closer to 15 miles because they don't count certain like obstacles and shit like that, like the distances. But like that motherfucker took me like 8 hours and 48 minutes to finish.
Shit.
Mind you, go ahead.
I was gonna say I got one for you that we did together. That stupid ass hike for your birthday.
Oh, so that's so same kind of thing, same kind of fucking thing. This one and that hike took us 5.5 hours to do.
That's how long it was. I thought it was longer.
No, it was 5.5 hours. It took us about 3.5 to get to the top, and like another hour and a half or something to get back down.
Okay, gotcha. It was just 11 damn miles. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. So this one, the one I just did, was closer to 15 miles, going up and down the fucking mountain. I swear to God, bro, it was while I was going, I've never felt pain in my legs like that before. Bro. Yeah. No.
Yeah, do some more squats, man.
Bro, I got out something. There was points where my legs, like they were like seizing up, like the cramps were so bad I couldn't bend my leg, and I just had to bend my leg and then start going again and try to get the adrenaline going so I didn't feel the pain.
I can tell what your problem is. You ain't never been with a big girl. Yay. That's some exercise right there, buddy. I'll tell you.
Oh shit.
Oh man.
First of all, how you know? Secondly, yeah, but how you know?
Trust me, because your legs wouldn't have been cramping. You'd have ran that mountain like it was nothing.
Bro, I look like a baby deer coming down.
Oh man.
I really like this movie. I like the look of it. I like adult oriented animation.
Definitely that.
You get that. Sometimes you see animation and like it's always like aimed towards kids, so the lessons are always kind of just glossed over. Everything's got to end in a happy note. Yeah. I like when like you take animation, you just go dark with it. Like this is the story we're telling, and if it gets dark, what the fuck is gonna happen?
Speaking of dark, have you got deep in the BoJack yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, because that's a dark series, but you don't know how dark it is because it's colorful in a cartoon.
Yeah.
But I just remember that. Some dark topics.
I remember that episode that I saw at your sister's house. Man, I didn't think it was gonna go that direction. I was like, oh shit. Yeah. This is actually dope. That's why I just try to restart and watch it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell that. Let you keep watching it, but it gets deep. But yeah, go for it. But
all right, so so this movie, The House, is broken up into what, three parts, right?
3 stories. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So explain to the people what the first story was. I'm about to pop open this warhead.
In my opinion, I believe all 3 stories involve the same house, and I believe the first story was in the past, and
what was the lesson? Did you get like? I mean, what was the lesson that you got? Because essentially, the first story was like, it was a guy who, it looked like his family had gone through hard times. So, like, from the looks of it, they had money, then they lost money. So now he essentially makes a deal with the devil in order to get a new house, bigger house, and it turns into like,
like it was. He was a very simple person. He was drunk all the time.
Yeah.
But he talked about I think it was his relatives come to visit, and his daughter asked, "Are they nice people?" He was like, "No." What I'm saying? Yeah. And they talked about the furniture he had, how he's like, "It had been passed to my family," and I guess it was the mom or whatever. She compared him to his dad.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're a failure, just like he is.
Yeah, because they said his dad had money, then he gambled it all away.
Yeah.
And then they looked at it was like some kind of like, it wasn't like a bookshelf, it was some kind of case.
Yeah.
And they looked at it and like, oh, that's nice. And he goes, oh, that was my dad's. And he goes, oh, at least you got one thing that's real nice or something like that.
Yeah, at least he didn't give one thing away.
Yeah. I mean, I felt for the guy. Like, you're just, I mean, it wasn't his fault that his dad gambled all the shit away. Right. But like, he's looked like he was providing, judging by his daughter or his kids, he was providing for his family in a nice way. It's just not up to the standards of the in-laws, man. Fuck the in-laws.
Because the wife, she made the curtains and the dresses and everything.
Yeah.
And they basically looked down on that, like poor children. You know, y'all can't afford other clothes, so your mom's making them, herself. So,
do you remember like in your lifetime when you were wearing the equivalent of like poor clothes?
Oh yeah, non-name brand.
This seltzer is good, bro.
I'm surprised you ain't got a glass.
I just forgot to grab it.
No problem.
Yeah, this motherfucker's good. This is a nice light drink in the summer. Woo!
Is it? You look like that damn monkey from that Budweiser commercial from like back in the day, where it jumped into like the hot springs and it came out like, oh! That's what you just look like. Oh man.
You know that noise you made? Felt like the gates of heaven opening up.
Well, shit. That was what made the commercial funny, because when the monkey came out the water, that's the way he was singing. Oh man. But oh gosh.
Yeah. But, okay. Yeah. So the in-laws looked down on him. So like, in his desperation, he. No, okay. Before that, you said you said the cheap clothes was like the non-branded ones, right? You never had like hand-me-downs or something. I know you're the older brother.
Yeah, but I had cousins. Mom had friends. Yeah. So yeah, I had a whole lot of hand-me-downs. And, I
remember when I was in middle school. I went to school. I had this Shaquille O'Neal sweatshirt, but I remember my parents had gotten it at a tag sale, so I loved that sweatshirt. Until I still loved it, but like you just get made fun of and be like, oh, what's that? Wait, what's that shirt? That's just too big for you. Oh yeah, that ain't yours. And people talk shit for no reason.
Yeah, kids are mean. Kids are brutal.
Yeah, fuck hell yeah. Like high school, middle school, high school, you put so much stock into fucking clothes and makeup and shit like that.
Your social status,
bro.
Yeah.
Listen, maybe people try too hard around that age.
They do. Yeah. And then once, we grew up in the 90s pretty much.
Yeah.
So once white tees and jeans came out, shoot, all you had to do was have a fly pair of shoes. You was good.
But and the thing is like, once you graduate high school, pretty much, you tend to realize that, hey, man, that shit don't mean nothing. Like, it's not that important.
No, it's really not.
But this is coming from a guy who still buys a bunch of sneakers, but like, it's not that important. Like clothes and all. I just remember going to school with a bunch of Puerto Ricans, and like the amount of cologne you'd come across in 7th grade.
Yeah,
like, come on, what are you doing?
Yeah, really. But I look at it now. One thing I've learned from meeting people when I'm out or whatever, as long as I match, I got having a black T-shirt with some blue jeans and some black shoes.
Yeah. But
some really nice cologne. And you know what? Heads turn. I look simple as hell, but I smell good. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you see, you're almost there. You're almost at that level.
What you mean?
Almost. Maybe one day you'll get to my level where you don't give a shit if your clothes matches or not.
Look, no, dude. You wear some of the wildest shit. I don't know how the fuck you pull it off. Like, first of all, your shorts look like fucking Speedos. You know what I'm saying? And then you wear leggings on under it that are no color scheme at all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, with a fucking Japanese sun hat on. But you can pull it off.
Yeah, I look. They tans, but I keep them clean.
Man, I was like,
I think I dress based off of my I don't want to say emotion, but just how
you just
how I feel that day.
You dress off your fat ass dog. That's what it is. As long as there's a corgi on it somewhere,
bro. I'm not gonna deny that. I got so much corgi shit now.
Oh man,
I just got a new one. I got a new corgi shirt. Just ask me about my corgi, and then when people look at me, they go, "Ask me about." He goes, "So what about your corgi?" Then I flip the shirt up and it has a corgi face.
Terrible. Look, for all you viewers, you will understand when you go through this process with us. This all that artwork on his arm, you'll see it grow.
Yeah,
from this dog, you see. Oh man,
yeah. You'll see this starting to go and get bigger. Eventually, I got my appointment for this side coming soon. But we're backlogged on episodes, so you'll see it eventually pop up.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So this dude, he basically goes in and makes this deal to get a new house.
Mm-hmm.
And this new giant house. First of all, don't nobody need a house that big.
No.
There's as a kid, I always thought I wanted the big house. Now as an adult, goddamn near 40 years old, man, fuck the big house.
Look,
I can't clean it myself.
Exactly. You understand. You got a whole lot of shit to clean.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, nah, fuck that. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody want this 8-bedroom house, and you realize you got to go dust 8 bedrooms.
I was watching an interview with 50 Cent. He was talking about, I think when he had brought Mike Tyson's old house, something like that.
Yeah, the one in Connecticut.
And he was talking about how he had a whole wing he didn't even go down. He was like, yo, I don't even go to that wing. It's too far.
Yeah. Bro, if you need a scooter to go to the other side of the house, that shit's too fucking big.
Hell yeah. Oh man.
Okay, so after they get this house, then shit starts changing.
Yeah, the house changes every day.
Well, because the guy that gave him the house was like an artist.
Mm-hmm.
He kept changing the house.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's what the helper said.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was what do you think this story was trying to tell you?
What I think it was, because when they got to the house, he brought all his prized possessions from his family.
Mm-hmm.
And the helper, or the butler, they're going to call it, was like, we have a storage downstairs. We can put it in. You won't need it here anymore.
Yeah.
And once he saw that fancy stuff and everything, like even the mom, she's like, I'll never have to cook again, everything else. Mm-hmm. I think they were so consumed with the rich people stuff.
Yeah.
All their values got burned up because he started burning all his old possessions for the fireplace. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think what that story was telling me, or what I picked up from it, is everything glitters in gold. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And of course, you can be consumed by something that you think you want and lose everything that I guess you're supposed to have or you value. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I guess lose your core values or whatever.
Yeah. For me, the big lesson I got from this story was like it was about the trappings of materialism. Like as they got more caught up in the trappings of materialism, working to keep the materialism, because like they didn't need a job, but the mom had to sew all day long.
Mm-hmm.
Try to make these curtains for this house or whatever, and like that's all she did was work. She was falling asleep at the fucking thing. And you saw like as they were getting so caught up in that they started turning into furniture.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing it, it's like you've been here so long, you've been at this plant so long, you're a plant, to quote Eminem. Like, that's what they're turning into, like, and they started becoming what they valued. Well, like they started becoming the materials that they've started to value instead of keep holding on to their core of who they were. And their kids were the only ones that could still remember the stuff that was actually important.
Yeah.
But I felt bad when she went into the basement and found her old stuff, her dollhouse. And her and her little sister was asleep in that bed instead of the one upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give it to that baby. That baby was G. Fell down the stairs, everything, you know what I'm saying? It just kept on walking like, yeah, I'm good.
She was like, hey, I want to go down. And she just looks at the door. Goes, you want to go down there? And just, man. Dude, when that baby fell out the stairs, bro, I started laughing.
So did I. I was like, what the heck? Like, no crying, nothing. She was like, boop, 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 boop. It just kept crawling like it's normal for a baby to fall down the stairs. Oh, man.
Yeah, so I mean, after you watched this story, like how did you feel as far as like you, like did you relate to that in any way? Because I mean, listen, you, like I said, you grew up in the projects, Hoodie, Springfield, urban area.
Yeah.
And then now you live in the woods, next to the rattlesnakes, the killer rattlesnakes.
Rattlesnakes, fucking no! You got to see some of these spiders out here, dude. Ooh.
I ain't even.
Dude, I ain't never been afraid. Oof.
You need to go sell your gun and get some off skin-tastic.
I got bug spray. I got everything. I ain't selling shit. You know what I'm saying? But definitely that, because like you said, growing up, I wanted the big house, and the nice cars and everything. Which I mean, I still want it all, but I got to the point now where it's like I actually enjoy the simple life. You know what I'm saying? I don't get me wrong. I love going to a good restaurant and enjoying it, but let me get an open fire and a big ass steak. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
An open fire. Yes. You know what I'm saying?
I've come to realize I have very small town values, which is surprising for me because, again, grew up in Springfield. You know, I worked at the mall, sold sneakers, all this different shit. I, lived in a big house in Orlando. So it's like, I don't know. I've come to realize that, like, I'd much rather a small house in a nice neighborhood where I can go walking, or a house out in the country where I can be free and let my dog run around. Like, that means way more to me than having the big house with the fancy cars and all that shit.
Yeah. I mean, even though you see my backyard looks like a Transformers movie.
Yeah, it does.
Because at one point, I mean, I guess you could say I was maybe not satisfied. I always had to get something better.
Yeah.
And now I got to the point now where it's like, cars, nothing lasts forever.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I don't need half of this shit. I just need a good working vehicle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Dude, my mom and dad, they got 3 cars. Wait, no, how many they got right now? Yeah, they got 3 cars. Why do they need 3 cars? I tell them all the fucking time. Dad, you got your pickup. Mom's got her Lexus, but then you guys got a Mercedes in the garage. I'm like, why? Why do you have all this shit? Like, just sell one of them and drive your car.
Because I guess when they want to go out on the downtown Springfield, they pull the Mercedes up.
Bro, my dad, mom and dad, they used to have a Toyota 4Runner, and they had that car for like 19 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You know how many miles up were on it when they sold it? 180,000.
After 19 years?
Yes.
Shit.
How you only drive less than 10,000 miles a year? Like, what are you doing? Go experience life. Go live.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the car is for. You bought the car so you can explore. Go fucking explore.
Yeah, definitely.
God damn.
That's crazy. Damn.
Yeah.
I put more miles on my car in what, 5?
Bro, I've had my truck for about 2 years now, and I've put about 50,000.
Yeah. I mean, I looked at it. I was just like, you bought the brand new, right? He was like, yeah. I was like, you got this much mileage already? He was like, yeah.
I done drove to Massachusetts a bunch of times. Drove to your house. It's that's what I got the car for. Like, I'm gonna use it.
I mean, shit, it is what it is. It was just kind of funny.
Yeah. All right, but okay. So the second story in this movie is it was about a rat. He was trying to like renovate the house.
Was he a rat or a mouse? I guess to make a difference.
Same thing, right? What's the difference?
Well, you can eat mice. You can't eat a rat.
Well, why not? In China, they eat rats, right?
I don't fucking know. I ain't eat either one of them. Shit.
I'm gonna reserve judgment.
Oh man.
I'm just saying, when you hungry, Splinter looking real tasty.
Look, man, that's your Asian heritage right there. I ain't even gonna touch that. Y'all
come on, let's be honest. Be honest. If you was starving and this fat ass Brooklyn rat came walking by and he just looked at you and was like, "What up?" You'd be like, "Man, this bonfire is what's up."
I'm like, nothing. Keep on walking. That shit probably got more pollution on it than anything else.
I don't know, like you cut your stomach open, like fucking like lead pipes fall out, and newspaper and all this shit,
jewelry, all kind of shit. What the hell, man? But
man, listen.
Like, I'm not opposed to. You know what? Because like I said, I mean, I've eaten all kinds of things. Bad pussy, good pussy.
I knew that was coming. I knew it was coming.
I can't resist. Fat pussy, skinny pussy, white pussy, black pussy. You know what I'm saying? This shit. Furry. Bald. Oh man. Vintage. Gray.
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh
God.
Brand new, well seasoned.
Sauteed. Oh gosh. We ain't got no goddamn sense, man. But no, like, no, that is one thing that we actually do enjoy about each other.
Textured.
Prickly.
Leaking.
Oh God.
God
Oh,
damn.
that's disgusting.
I don't know if y'all realize it, but
oh man,
there's a reason why there's an parental advisory sticker on our logo.
yeah, we have no filters.
Yeah, we're
dumb.
dumb.
We talk about everything.
We're morons. So
Yeah.
I understand this is a podcast about therapy, but I mean, this is idiotic therapy because we're dummies and we're just talking shit.
Indeed.
Don't take us seriously. Just, maybe we might say something that you connect with, but we ain't professionals.
Nah, not at all.
Yeah.
But one thing that we both actually, we go with different places. We want to try different foods, local foods, whatever. Mm-hmm. So I'm not opposed to anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't know if I could eat a rat. I really don't know.
Listen, I'm a reserved judgment just because I don't. If I get hungry, hell, even if I'm not that hungry, if you saw that motherfucker sauteed and you didn't know,
if I didn't know, then I would taste it. If you told me, "Hey, come try this rat," I'd be like, "Ugh, yeah, I don't know if I can do that."
Come try this drumstick, and you'd be like, "All right, let me try that." And you'd be like, "Why is it so small?" Well, it's miniature. And then you're like, "Well, this motherfucker's toes look like they grip."
I'm about to say, "Look, I'm black. I know what chicken is." Okay, this ain't a regular drumstick. Shit. Oh man. But yeah. I don't know.
No, they might. Listen, if you all the rats in New York, man, they might taste like Chinese food.
Shit.
Because all the fucking, all that fast food out there that they're eating.
Shit, that teriyaki. Mm-hmm. Hell no. I don't know if I can do it.
Yeah. I don't know. All right. So this mouse thing, whatever. He's trying to renovate this house. I mean, it's the same house as the first story.
Yeah.
And he's trying to renovate it, and he wants to renovate it and sell it. Mm-hmm. That's his whole goal. Which, I mean,
he does a good job with it.
Yeah,
a very good job.
Yeah,
but it has an infestation of bugs.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think that was trying to say?
I think that was telling him, or me as a viewer, no matter how pretty something is on the outside,
yeah,
it can still be decaying on the inside. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like take it all at face value. Like even when it comes to, relationships or wanting to be with somebody, you always, the first thing is how they look. If they don't get your attention, then, shit, keep walking.
Yeah.
But when you get older, you realize, okay, yeah, I do want a pretty face and nice body, whatever. But at the end of the day, how's your heart? How's your mind? Are we going to be a team? Can you cook? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shit, if I kill my ass, you're going to do it for me. You want to know those values. You want the pretty face, but you want to know they got a good heart. You know what I'm saying? At least for me. You know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody at face value.
I always, you always hear those people say, it's what's on the inside that counts. And that's true. What's on the inside is what counts. But motherfucker, like, you got to like the house before you walk in to see if it's up to code. Mm-hmm. Like, you got to be attracted to something. So there is something to be said about keeping yourself looking good, keeping yourself and taking care of yourself, just making yourself look presentable. Mm-hmm. You can't act like you can just walk around disheveled and then get mad when someone doesn't come looking your way. And if someone does, cool. But like when they don't, it's no one's fault. It's not like it's your fault or therefore it's just they're not attracted to you. It's fine. You can't get mad because someone's not attracted to you.
Indeed. You gotta take better care of yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Always look fuckable. You guys will find that in a different episode. Oh man.
Yeah.
Look.
But I also think that one of the things they were trying to say is like, not just, even though it's pretty on the outside, it could be decaying on the inside, but I think also, do your due diligence. Because when he saw the bugs and he saw them go on the wall, all he did was just put a little spackle on there. It was like, job well done. I'm going to keep going on and doing my shit instead of doing it the right way.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you don't do shit the right way. Shit fucking falls apart on you.
Indeed. And I also took it as this. That was my first impression of it. Mm-hmm. But then my second impression was he's the infestation because he's so obsessed with the house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I took from it. Like a person being so into something, even though you think you're building it up, you're actually really destroying it and don't know it. Yeah. Some parents do that with their kids. They're raising the best way they can, but they're also hindering them because of their own fears. Like, I've heard older people say, don't go to California. In a couple of years, it's going to be in the ocean. And then kids, grow up thinking, I can't ever go to California.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So shit like that.
Yeah, it's like some people are hindering the growth of the people around them, their family members, their children, because of their fears, of their misguidedness, or the fact that they never achieved what they wanted to achieve, so they like unintentionally don't want someone else to achieve. Then it's gonna make them feel bad about themselves.
Yeah.
This is gonna be like a common theme in this podcast. I gotta take a piss. Right back.
Already?
Talk to these people, man. Talk to these people.
God damn, dude. It's been like 15 minutes. Shit. So in the second story, as we're talking about, I think that the infestation is really a reflection of the mouse because of his obsession with the house. And I'll wait for Sarath to come back so we can keep going with this. I swear, this dude. But I'm trying to blink here. Shit. I have to edit this out. I don't know. But God dang it, why you do this to me? He knows I can't think straight right now. Oh gosh. You know what? It's a good movie. Just watch and get your own interpretation of it. This shit. Now he's back. I mean, what the hell are you doing? Dude.
What?
I don't know why you left me to talk, and I got all this shit in my system. I can't think straight.
Oh, now I can't wait to when I go back to edit.
Look, I really had nothing to say. I was like, yo, I'm stuck.
All right. So when you guys watch this podcast or listen, like I do very little to no editing. Why? Because we like it raw.
Yeah. Little bastard.
Yeah. It's I prefer that. It's more honest.
Indeed.
That's it.
Yeah. Normally I'm a little better at that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Like
all this medication.
Look, man, shit. Why you think I'm not drinking? I'd definitely be fucked up if I was sitting here trying to hold a conversation with venom in my system, anti-venom, pills, all kinds of shit.
Did you feel like you was turning into Eddie Brock when you got bit? You was like, all right, this is how it's gonna start. This is how it comes.
I actually did. I went to go jump and realized I could still only jump 2 feet. So you're like, nah, I'm not there yet.
When I talked to you in the hospital, you was like, yo, I think I might be a superhero. I done got bit by a rattlesnake. I done got crashed a truck. Then been to war, got shot in the face, all this different stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I was like, shit, I just won't die. However, I can't keep playing this game.
I know. You're like, what was the black superhero on Netflix? Luke Cage.
Luke Cage, yeah. Hell yeah, man.
Yeah. So okay, so all right. So you said that you think it was almost like the mouse was the infestation because he was so obsessed with getting this house to the point that he can sell it.
Yeah.
Like, did
you remember when he's on the computer and it said things to do? Call the fucking bank.
Yeah,
that's surprising.
I have something like that in my house.
Oh man, but I didn't expect to see that. Because I ain't gonna say it's a kids movie, but the animation makes you think it's a kids movie. So when they said call the fucking bank, I was like, oh, okay.
Well, so like a story like this, you can't do a story like this in real life, right? Like with live action.
I don't think you could. I don't think you would get the same reaction.
If you did like live action rats just renovating a house.
Oh, nah.
I might watch that shit. You ever seen Warriors of Virtue? Warriors of Virtue, I think they're kangaroos or they're rabbits. I think they're kangaroos. They do kung fu.
Holy shit, nah.
You ain't never seen? God damn.
Nah.
Bruh.
Only rabbit I know is from Ninja Turtles back in the day.
I don't think it was a rabbit. I think it was the kangaroos. It was 5 kangaroos. And then they gotta protect the village or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know how you found it. Okay. Okay.
Shit. Because you remember them Kia commercials with the hamsters?
Yeah.
Yeah, like imagine if you had like a live action movie with those hamsters. I might watch that. They going to work, driving forklifts and shit.
Okay.
I can see that.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But like, the one thing I thought that was odd about this movie, and I still can't. I mean, not but this part of the story, I still can't figure it out. How come the rats that came and took over? Because at one point he has these two. He does an open house, and everybody's checking out the house and stuff like that. And he has these two clients who just don't leave, who just come in and they basically infest it. And I can't figure out for the life of me why these two looked so much sloppier than the other ones. I don't know what they were trying to say. What that's instinctually trying to say.
This is what I caught towards the end of that story, because I was confused too. Like, why is one rat extra fat and the other one's tall and skinny? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and they all have tiny legs.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I thought it was the bugs dressed up as mice or rats in order to try to like get into the house.
And that's what I'm saying. Like towards the end, when they go get her from the hospital, I realized, okay, wait a minute. Why do these rats have like extra arms and shit? You know what I'm saying? So I actually think that was the same. My dog's barking crazy outside.
Go check. I mean, after that rattlesnake, you might have some more critters out there, bro.
And what I got out there, but I know I got somebody to come and cut the other grass on the side of the house.
Okay.
But anyways,
you got a brother dog, so he's like, get off my property.
Look, I just want to jump that damn fence because she ain't chained. She's just on the front porch, and she can jump it if she wants to.
What fence?
I mean, not the fence, the front porch.
Okay, yeah. Oh, she's chained down.
No, she's not. That's what I'm saying. She can jump over there if she wants to.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! Your dog's about the same size as that fucking thing.
Oh man, but shit. Hold on, John. All
right, so this is the difference between a dog lover and a dog owner. See, I'm a dog lover. That's why I got my dog tattooed on my arm. That's where he's laying right by my feet, having his bully stick, not hearing a thing, no peeps. Then you got your dog out there, your brother dog.
Yeah, he going crazy, or she is.
Yeah.
Oh, she in the house, not here. Cool.
Coming in here, y'all left me outside all goddamn day.
Should be all right. Animal instincts, man. Shit. If I ain't learned nothing else from that rattlesnake, trust it to do what it does. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, man.
So, all right. So what are you saying? Like, do you think those rats that were like infesting the house, because they pretty much they treated him like he was family?
Yeah.
So like that's why I was confused. I didn't know if they were like long lost cousins or something that were coming to stay.
Yeah, you know what? Because they were all either fat or skinny, but they resembled the bugs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at the end, when they get them out the hospital, I realized when they were clapping for him, they had extra arms and shit, and I'm like, okay, this is weird. So like you at that moment, I was like, maybe the bugs were the mice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then of course they're destroying the house and everything else, and he's right along there with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. Like it just like what'd you get out of this story? Like what did this part of the story tell you? Like tell you about yourself? Did you relate to that main character? Someone who's trying his best to clean up something that's broken down and move it forward. And I got all these other people who just want to stay the same and want to tear it down and they want to keep it the way it is. They don't want to elevate.
Oh yeah, definitely. See, I didn't catch it. Well, I understand that part of it, but for me, like I said, I think more it was about him being the infestation. He just didn't realize it. And I think as human beings, we put our faces on. We want to be so good on the outside, do the best at everything.
Yeah.
But if you ain't treating yourself right on the inside, or you're just a shitty ass person or whatever,
yeah,
it's not gonna go away. You know what I'm saying? And eventually you're gonna be what you are. You're gonna show your true self.
Yeah.
And I think after everybody came in, he stop wearing the mask. That's why I took it. I can go ahead and be in the infestation now because it's here. It's always been here. I just tried to hide it.
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't get that. I felt like it was one of those scenarios where he was just like, fuck it. Like, I can't get out of this. So I might as well just become it. And like, to me, that was sad. To me, that was sad because it's kind of like it's kind of one of those things where it's like, you're allowing the world to dictate how you're going to be instead of going and being what you think you should be. I think in his case, like, he just didn't take charge like he should have. He should have been kicked those motherfuckers out.
Yeah, true.
You know,
he did call the police. They said, "Do you keep calling your dentist? They call him sweetheart and darling." He's like, "Oh, that's true, but it's not important right now." Oh God.
Yeah, they're like, you got what was it? You got like, it wasn't a restraining order, but it was. So it was something that they're like, yeah, he goes, do you keep calling? He goes, he doesn't know you. And you keep calling him sweetheart and all this stuff. He goes, yeah, but that's not important right now. I got these people are in the house and they won't leave.
Yeah. Oh man. Because, you heard him on the phone and I thought he was talking to his wife or something, know,
his wife or his girlfriend.
Yeah. But so when that happened, that was totally on left hook.
So was he nuts? Well, because he's talking to his dentist. Like it's his girlfriend. And then like, it's almost like maybe I just realized maybe he was like not all there. And in his mind, he was renovating this house and making it something new. When in reality, he's just doing, normal rat shit.
See, that's interesting. So I guess in people terms, like a mental health situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like to you, you see someone who might have schizophrenia, who's walking around like they're talking to someone, and they're in their mind they're doing amazing, they're doing all the stuff, but like when you see them, they're on the street, they're homeless, they're doing normal like stuff like that. I don't know.
That's interesting. That's an interesting perspective.
That might be like a metaphor for like a homeless person with mental health issues. Because you figure like if a homeless person is like squatting in a house and they're trying to like make it nice, so they take the cardboard, they put the cardboard up, they take the shopping cart and they do all this stuff to it. To them that looks nice, but then to you look at it, you're just like, it's just still disheveled.
I don't know why I just thought of the PJs and the bum, the crackhead. He was always trying to do something nice, but he was spaced the fuck out. But yeah, that makes sense.
Bro, your hand looked like one of them dudes for the PJs.
Well, that's fat ass.
Bro, when you
terrible.
Look at that shit. That's a guy, man. You about to turn into Professor Clump.
Well, shit. Who was it? Was it you? Call me Knuckles. Somebody called me Knuckles.
That wasn't me. I was calling you Nutty Professor when I saw you.
Oh man. Yeah, I was blown up. It was terrible.
Yeah, this shit was.
Look, my face is puffy. So yeah, shit. Yeah, it was a bad day.
To make fun of someone who's like sitting there on, essentially on life support.
On life support.
And I'm sitting there just talking shit. And they telling you, yeah, just tell him he looked like he losing weight. I'm like, I ain't gonna tell him that, motherfucker. Goddamn well he doesn't.
Oh man.
In the house, he was 20 pounds heavier because he's swollen from a damn rattlesnake bite. I ain't gonna lie to that man. Damn well.
Oh man.
But no, I think thinking about it literally just now, I think that might have been a metaphor for like homelessness and mental health.
That's interesting. Yeah, because I thought about just now too.
Yeah.
Like I said, I thought he was on infestation, but
yeah, I did because it didn't ring in my head until again you pointed out that he was talking to his dentist. I don't even know him, or like
like it was his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Interesting. So
that's a hell of a way to approach that kind of story. Like, hey, well, I want to approach this subject matter. I'm gonna do it with rats
because he does end up in the hospital.
Yeah.
So maybe it was a mental health thing.
Maybe, yeah. He drug overdose, hospital. Then he gets out of the hospital, goes right back to doing what he does.
And the whole house is infested now.
Yeah.
And this is what I didn't understand. He crawled up the oven. What do you think that meant?
So I just remember that, like, when he was showing the house, his
Mm-hmm.
big thing was that chicken rotisserie thing in the
Yeah.
oven. Like, that was the most important thing of this house.
Mm.
So then I think it was just showing that, like, it's even something that beautiful can still fall apart if not if it's not taken care of.
Mm.
Which is, again, something like a human going through mental health issues.
Mental. Yeah.
If you don't take care of yourself, you can easily, fall apart and go into disarray.
From the inside out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I think that might have been the subject of it now.
I think that might have been what they were trying to talk about.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Interesting.
That's awesome.
Huh. Okay. See, people, this is why we do this. Bounce ideas off each other because we both had two different perspectives.
Yeah.
And then came with this one.
you ever had a moment in your life where you felt like, I got to get a grip.
Oh yeah.
Get a handle on shit. Otherwise, I'm about to fall apart.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't know I want to talk about it, but shit, I was in a mental institution for a while. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I realized, for anybody that's listening or watching, sometimes you got to take a step back, and if you know you've never really had any mental issues, or I guess always had control of yourself, when you start to realize you don't, you got to take a step outside of yourself and see what's causing it. You know, because mine, that I realized, was just my surroundings. I was surrounded by a whole lot of the wrong shit. I'll put it to you like that. You know what I'm saying? And because I was the one trying to keep all the shit together, it was fucking me up because nobody else was. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. What about you?
I don't know. I've felt like there's been times where I've felt like I was trying to take care of everyone around me, trying to make sure everyone is okay, and that, like, I wasn't taking care of myself. Like, I was running myself ragged in order to take care of everyone else. And then all of a sudden, when everything stopped and everything died down, it was finally time for me to look at myself. I realized how much shit I was in, or how broken I was at that moment. And then all those people weren't there. Like, I helped them get on their feet and do whatever, and they went off and did whatever. And then when I turned around and saw, like, hey, my boat's sinking, and wasn't nobody there to help scoop out the water, I was just like, shit, like, you got to get a handle. You got to get a handle on, what you're doing, how much you're doing for other people, because you can't neglect yourself. I'm telling you, I remember I told you before, I had this dream. I've always had this dream since I was little, since I was 13. And I've always had this dream about, walking down the street, looking down the alley and seeing a prostitute being attacked. And I run over there and help try to save her. Then I am getting shot and I end up dying. And I remember as a kid thinking, what does that mean? Does that mean that, like, I always wondered, if I died, would anybody care? Would anybody know? And then as I've gotten older, I've come to realize that, like, hey, maybe that whole scenario is you telling yourself, hey, if you keep trying to save everyone, it's gonna be the fucking death of you. So you need to take a step back and really, analyze how much you're trying to do for everyone else.
Speaking of death, I had a whole realization last night, because when it happened, when I did get bit, you showed up, you know what I'm saying? My brother and sister drove in. Like people showed up for me I didn't think was gonna show up.
Yep.
And when I went to play trivia, which I play,
yeah, because I go to bingo every week.
Yeah, win me some tater chips and shit. You know what I'm saying? But
I run into Eminem's mom.
Hey, you never know.
I won $3,200. Things gonna change around here.
Shit. Right. Okay. Well, when I got there, everybody was happy to see me, and obviously they had heard what happened, and a lot of them actually broke out in tears. Like, I just met y'all last year, but it made me realize how important you are, and it sucks that you don't really know that until you're about to die.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, shoot, I mean, I know it probably sounds like cliche and everything else, but any moment you get to tell somebody you love them or you care about them, whatever, take it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the worst feeling in the world, at least for me, was dying alone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what it felt like. And I was like, shit. But then, of course, when I woke up, everybody was there. I'm like, holy fuck, all kind of people cared. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it's crazy.
Side note, this is completely off subject, but
yeah,
if you guys are watching this on YouTube, Navy shirts aren't a uniform. We just happen to both be wearing Navy shirts right now.
Holy shit. Oh, nah, they're really not. Nah. I am always in something sleeveless though, but
Yeah, I looked there a second ago. I was like, why are we both dressed the same? I was like, God damn. Can't be having this first episode where we dress on like, oh, look at them. They so cute dressing alike. They're like,
shit. You guys will get the hint eventually. Oh man.
All right. So the third part of this movie was
same house now.
Yep, same house. But okay, it's the girl, and now she's trying to renovate the house, but she's trying to turn them into apartments. So that because she loves this house, it's like her favorite thing, and so she wants to turn them into apartments so that she can, make money off of the rent, and then when she finally is able to pay off the house, then filter out all those people, and so she can have the house to herself.
But what's funny? The house is in the middle of nowhere, not necessarily on the lake, but I guess like a flood took place.
Yeah, a flood took place. Yeah, everything
was destroyed.
Yeah, everything was destroyed, but she was still holding on. She loved this house and that. And to me, this was my favorite one out of all.
Yeah, so it was mine too.
Because there was just, I feel like there was so much like underlying truths. There's a line in there where the friend that Elias, who lives in the house, tells her, he goes, you need to leave. Like everyone else has already left. Like you need to leave. Yeah. And at that moment, it's kind of like it's learning when to let go.
Yeah, definitely. Because even when if you realized the last story was the owner of the house, and the two tenants. Yep. And one tenant was all earthy and free and everything else, and the other tenant just looked like a bum. You know what I'm
saying? He paid his rent in fish.
And she paid her rent in rocks and stuff and crystals.
Yeah, crystals. Yeah. It was, and then the dude that showed up.
Yeah.
And like he had his own tent. Shit like that. Like I don't know. In watching this one, I really you good? You over there buzzing?
That's the VA calling me. Yeah.
You want to go take care of that?
Yeah, they're probably just trying to confirm my appointment or something. Who knows?
But like, it's one of those things where like, I just felt like they were saying something about like holding on too long. You
got to know when to let go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because my favorite quote from the whole movie was when the friend shows up and she talked about, you have any money? And he says, what do you say? No, I make my money with bartering. Like he's constantly trading from his travels.
Yeah.
And when he helps Elias make the boat.
Yeah.
And the girl says he's not gonna find anything better out there. And she says one never finds anything better where you decide to stop looking for it. And I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
The key word when you decide to stop. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, that's cool that shit. You know what I'm saying?
It was dope because it was like it's so true. Like when you relegate yourself to mediocrity and you decide to stop looking for, the wonders of life, like what you can achieve, things like that. Yeah. That's when the well dries up because you've chosen to stop looking. Shit doesn't never stops coming for you. You just, like, I don't know. It felt like everyone else was so free and she was so caught up in the idea that she had, and she wouldn't stray away from it, even though everything was telling her, hey, like, you need to pivot.
Yeah.
And in the end, she still got to keep the house, but not in the area that she was.
Yeah.
Because she kept she had this whole thing in her head. It's going to be here. It's going to be this, whatnot. And then like, she just need to adjust her perspective on, having the house where it's going to be and things like that.
And you know what? I think that's a good metaphor too for just because something is broken doesn't mean it can't be fixed. You might just have to change your surroundings.
Yeah.
Like if you look at plants, like people that actually get into them, how many times they got to repot the plant because it can't grow anymore in that little plant. Or that little pot rather. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So good ass fucking metaphor.
You know what I'm saying? So I think when she was able to take the house, like the house did have the potential that she saw in it, but not in that area.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And how many people do that? Matter of fact, let's talk about Springfield for a minute. You and I both know Springfield to me is I ain't gonna say a cesspool, but I don't want to talk down on it because that's our home. But it's like there's a certain way, there's a certain type of people there, a certain way of thinking. You know what I'm saying? And not everybody gets out.
Yeah.
So you think about like me and you, for instance. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. 2 kids from Springfield, Massachusetts, with the public school, everything else. And where are we now? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that we did better than everybody else out there, not because there's still people in Springfield that actually grew there too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't think the ratio is what's the word I'm looking for? Like the scale isn't high. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I just think it's one of those things where like some people are so afraid of stepping out into the unknown. And that's the thing in the story, like, they talk about the fog coming in and engulfing everything as the water was getting higher. And to me, that was just a metaphor for like the unknown. At some point, if you truly want to grow in life, you got to step into the unknown and see what's out there. You just have to. I mean, if you don't, you're going to be relegated to just everything that you're familiar with, and you're only going to do the things you normally do because that's what you're familiar with and it's safe. But how do you grow as a person if you don't experience things you've never experienced before?
Indeed. Indeed.
Pate is good. Chicken feet are good. You can taste different foods.
Indeed.
I
mean, just not rat. I don't think you've ever heard me turn down food, but I don't know if, like I said, that one right there just hits me different.
Bro, I'm gonna deep fry that motherfucker. You be like, that shit look good. Come on, listen, you and your drunk fucking recipes.
Oh God, yeah.
You will come up with them.
That should be good though. I don't care who you are.
Exactly. Then you could be saying the same thing about rat. I'm gonna deep fry it 10 minutes. Put a little salt seasoning on it, teriyaki. That shit's good.
Yeah. Put over some rice.
Man, rat and rice. 2 hours.
Oh man.
I think for me, that whole story was just about stepping into the unknown and, seeing what's out there.
And then another thing, even though the house was falling apart, homeboy made a boat out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, it might not be what you want it to be, but it's still, you can use this for other things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I remember that book. We read it in elementary school. It was called The Giving Tree, I think. Yeah, something like that. And then when the kid becomes a grown man, and the tree has nothing else to give him, he's like, I just need a seat. And she's like, I got a stump. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But so that's how I look at it. The house had resources to do other things with, but she wanted it to still be a house. Yeah, she still wanted. She was so caught up in it being this thing, she couldn't see outside of it. She wasn't seeing that it became a boat. It became a boat that they built. The piece of it to build, but then it became a boat itself when she pulled the fucking lever. Yeah, her get out of there. Like, it was so much more than just what she thought it could be, but she just had to step out of her mind and step into the unknown and see what it could be. Yeah, and then when they see her floating down and on the water, and it's kind of like, okay, because she had lost all her friends, everyone was leaving her, and it felt like this is that moment in your life. Do you decide to stay here and just keep doing what you're doing? Or are you going to step out and see what's out there? And when she stepped out there, she realized, oh no, she's got friends out there. She's got safe places out there, safe people. And she can, then explore and see. And I feel like a lot of people need to do that. Indeed.
They just,
They just need that. The biggest thing is fear.
Yeah.
Just it's fear.
Fear and laziness.
That too.
Yeah. That my parents, for all their sacrifice, jumping into the unknown of leaving Cambodia with literally nothing but the clothes on our backs, coming to a country where they don't know the language and trying to build a new life for their family. For all of that sacrifice, they still don't go further than Texas Roadhouse to go get dinner. I'm like, you got to go more than 2 miles from your house, Mom.
Oh, man.
Like,
but see, that's where they got you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that might be the go-to. Like me, my go-to for a burger is a Whopper. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Burger King sponsor, maybe. But I know
it's an Impossible Whopper.
Fuck that shit. I don't know. Fuck that.
Bro, I had this. I want to say it was a vegan, some vegan meatloaf at work like a couple weeks ago. I swear to God, I eat anything. You know me, bro. That had to be the worst thing I've ever had in my life. Like, I've never almost thrown up at work before, but I literally just gagged and spit it out. It was the texture. It tasted like someone baby birded it. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't know what baby birding is, just go look it up.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. We talked about this. I can't do that. Like I told you, cows eat grass all fucking day long. You know what I'm saying? So, in my opinion, a burger is vegetarian. In my opinion. I don't want no soy-based oil flour, whatever the fuck you want to call it, imitation burger. Give me the goddamn cow. It's eating grass anyways. Shit.
Bro, that's like, I've never seen anybody like try to manipulate fucking shit to, man.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Burgers.
They're vegetarian to me. Oh, man.
Oh, shit. Goddamn, man. Mark that shit down. That's going on. I'm putting down like, quote, burgers are vegetarian.
Oh, man. Okay, so all three stories tied together. Like I said, I still think it was past, present, and future. Because
go ahead.
No, because like I watched it twice.
Yeah.
And when the house is first built, they build it on a hill. And then when the mouse has a house, he's in the house is almost like not sunken, but it looks like they built up a city around it.
Yeah.
And then when the flood takes place, which hits the lever, and I caught it the second time I watched, not the first time. The stairway in the bottom of the house was where the rat was living. And when I tie it all together, I really think that the people had it.
Yeah.
And they had a bug infestation that ran the people out. Yeah. And the only thing to get rid of mice is cats. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it.
You might be. It might be. I don't know. To me, it was a metaphor for selfishness. It was just a story of three people it happened to be about this house, but who, had selfish endeavors and they didn't really think of anything else but their wants. And because of those things, it took them down different paths of trying to like either get out of those situations or, just fall back into the trappings of it. But it's all about selfishness. Like selfishness will put you in some precarious positions.
Indeed.
What in your mind, what's the most selfish thing you've ever had done to you?
Done to me?
An example of selfishness that you experienced in life.
I don't know if I should say this.
You can leave out names.
Yeah, but when I know that whole saying, like you never do something for somebody wanting something in return.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say that I've done that. I try not to, but I am human. But I've tried to live a life for any time I've done something for somebody else, it was because I wanted to do it for the goodness of my heart. And most of it is because I want to see that other person grow. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. One thing I learned about me, you know, I'm gonna get to the next level. You know what I'm saying? But I know I have the resources to help you get to the next level too. You know what I'm saying? And I guess one of the most selfish things that has been done to me numerous times is pushing people further, and they don't reach back to help you get there too.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, like okay, so I did everything for your growth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when you grew, or wait, when you got up the ladder, you pulled it up there with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think for me, one of the things is like, okay, so I remember distinctly when I was somewhere between the age of 10 and 13. I just remember like I used to get ridiculed. I want to say ridiculed, but like talked down to, but like the older Cambodians in the community.
Okay.
And basically just telling me that I was too Americanized, talk too much English, all these different things, whatnot. So, you know, instead of when hearing all that, I just kind of rebelled. Like I was like, oh fuck y'all. Like I'm doing me. We're in America. I'm trying to survive, trying to do right by my parents and shit like that. So, you know, I'm gonna just keep doing me. Fuck y'all. And then when my parents went back to Cambodia the first time, they wanted to take us with them. And I was just like, no, I don't want to go. And to me, the reason why I didn't want to go is because I was like, man, if the older Cambodians here are already talking shit about me, imagine what's going to be said about me when I go to Cambodia. These motherfuckers just going to be talking down on me for no reason. So I didn't go. And then I remember when I was about 16 or 17, like my grandfather had passed away.
Okay.
And my dad was crying. And this is the first time I'd ever seen my dad cry in his life. I remember my dad crying. And my dad was crying not because his dad died, but because he never got to bring his kids back home for his dad to meet. Because me and my middle brother were born, like we were born in a refugee camp. I never got to see my grandparents. So, you know, they never got to meet his kids. And my dad felt so ashamed that like he never got to bring his kids home to meet his dad. And it was in that moment, I was just like, yeah, this wasn't like going back to Cambodia. It wasn't about me. It shouldn't have been about me and how I felt. It's like, it's bigger than that. My parents gave up so fucking much in order to give me a chance at a life they never had. And like, I was only thinking about myself in that moment. I didn't see that like, hey, like this was just almost proven to his dad. Like, hey, like I made the right choice. I know I haven't seen you in 20, 15 years, but like, this is why I haven't seen you in this long. See my kids, see the life I've given them. And so, yeah, that was like, after that, I was real disappointed in myself, and I've actively tried my best to just make a point of like relearning about Cambodia and things like that. So when I get the chance, making that trip, making sure my parents get to show me their hometown and all that stuff before everybody, you know, leaves this world.
You know you don't need much money.
I know.
Because when you told me when we was in London, and you was like, your dad asked you for a couple of dollars, and he was like, yeah, sure, I can send this to you. And then you did the ratio. Like, wait a minute, I just sent this man $2 million.
Okay, so all right, so what happened was my dad went out to go he went to go visit my family in Cambodia, and then he texted me one day. And he goes, hey, you know, your cousin passed away, and like they don't have any money for a funeral. You think you can like send some money down so we can help put together a funeral for the family? It's like, yeah, sure. How much you guys need? And my dad was like, it's a lot, but like $2,000. I was like, I got you. Cool. Sent them the money. And then like,
oh, laugh because I remember your face. And you said, look at this bullshit.
A couple days later, I have this app on my phone that does the money ratios.
Yeah.
Like, you know, how much everything's worth. So I put in $2,000 US into Cambodian real. And that shit is $8 million in Cambodia. I was like, what the hell?
You said my dad on the ball of my dime.
I was like, what kind of funeral are they putting on for this person? And then come to find out, man. Apparently at some point they all took a trip to the Angkor Wat temple, My dad had rented a bus in order to take them all to the temple. And I was like, Dad, you could have just told me you wanted some money to ball, and then we would have been cool. Like, you didn't tell me about a funeral.
Oh man, that shit was funny. Your face that day. Oh
$8 million.
Yeah.
Bro.
Oh man. But yeah, at least, like I said, at least you know when you go. You don't need much. You know what I'm saying?
I'm curious. I really want to know what it's like over there, because I know it's a lot more modernized now.
I just want to try the food.
Yeah. Hey man, you might get some tarantula over there.
Tarantula?
Tarantula.
Get the fuck out of here.
Tarantula.
Man.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, I heard tarantula tastes like crab.
I'll stick to the crab.
Well,
I really think some animals
Hold on. Okay. We're gonna get real honest right now.
Okay.
Look at a tarantula. And look at a crab.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me one looks worse than the other? They both look crazy as fuck.
But one's furry as fuck. The other one's got a shell. You know what I'm saying?
First of all, that motherfucker lives in the ocean and he's got a little fur on his legs.
You boil it with some lemon pepper, shit. You
exactly. Same thing with tarantula.
If you squashed a crab while it was live?
No, yeah, actually I have. No, a baby one. I have, yeah.
Okay, and it didn't look as nasty. You squash a spider, I don't care how fucking big that shit is. Guts go everywhere. You ever squashed a roach? It's the fucking nastiest shit in the world.
That's why I ain't eating the roach. That's why I'm eating the spider. Listen, you ever cracked open a crab and seen the underside of the shell? Mm-hmm. It's called a tamale. But that shit looks like, man, that shit look like guacamole. Like, all right. But it's delicious.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But I mean, yeah. It's look, a lobster looks like a giant ass fucking bug. A crab is just a sea bug. It's just a sea bug. They got seahorses, sea bugs,
But nobody's eating a seahorse.
How do you know? Just because Mermaid Man and
Barnacle Boy
ride the seahorses.
Oh God!
But no, I mean, like, if you look at a tarantula and a crab, they look similar.
No, the fuck they don't.
Fuck out of here, bro. You're just no.
All right, look. If you had to eat some king crab legs or king tarantula legs, which one are you going to go for?
Here's the thing. You already know what king crab legs taste like.
I know.
If you ever had some king tarantula, then you might be like, I don't know.
Some things just ain't. Things ain't made to be touched. That's one of them.
If you would never seen a crab in your life, and all of a sudden you saw a fucking king crab, you'd be like, "What the fuck is that?" It got fucking giant claws, big ass legs, and a tiny body. It looked like a fucking sea, daddy long leg.
Okay, so if that's the case, why are spiders so much scarier?
Because you don't eat them.
Because they ain't made to be ate. You can't eat because they're fucking poisonous.
So?
Crabs ain't poisonous. They'll just chop your finger off real quick.
Yeah, motherfucker. You ever have one clamp on your finger? That motherfucker hurts.
Actually, what are those little crabs that people get for pets? Are they called hermit crabs, something like that?
Yeah.
I actually was holding it and it clamped onto my nail. Thank God, just my nail. But it shut so quick, and I felt the power. I was like, "Holy hell!" Imagine a big one. That shit would hurt.
My brother had one clamp on his finger when he was little. Man, that motherfucker left a scar on his finger for like 2 years.
Oh man.
No, man. Listen, if you never seen a crab or a lobster before, and then all of a sudden you just saw that motherfucker, you would go running. That shit looks like a little tiny monster. It looks.
Oh yeah.
And that's all it is. I think because we live in a society or a culture that doesn't, use that as a food source. So to us, it looks nutty.
Okay, you know what? Let me take that back then, because when I was in Korea, one thing I learned from being overseas is if these locals eat this shit and they're alive, it can't be that bad. Yeah. So I can't say that I would never try it. Right now, I don't want to try it.
Yeah.
But Who knows what happens on my face with it?
I just know that in Cambodia, tarantula is a delicacy. Like they put the motherfucker on a skewer and deep fry that shit, and supposedly it tastes just like crab. If I see it, if I see it, I'll taste one.
Yeah. I'll figure. I'll make a decision when I get there.
You're gonna see it. You're gonna be like, God damn, that should look like soft shell crab.
Look, but you ate all kinds of weird shit. You gave me fish jerky. Who the fuck makes fish jerky? Yeah, it was actually pretty good, but still.
Fish jerky. I give you the squid jerky too. Yeah,
a big bag of rotten fucking pussy.
Bro, you're like, yo, don't pop that shit open.
Oh man.
I'm just saying, you know, you gotta keep your mind open because you never know. You never know what's gonna happen. You know, the apocalypse hits. All there's left is tarantulas. You won't be skewering, fucking sauteing, barbecuing, fucking boiling, putting on shit on rotisserie.
Shit. All right, Bubba. Oh man, look. Yeah. Like I said, I ain't gonna say because sometimes you just gotta be faced with it, and then you make a decision right then and there. So
I
don't know.
Yeah. You ever had menudo?
Yeah.
You know, some people who never had that kind of stuff will look at menudo and be like, "I'm not fucking touching that shit. What the fuck is that shit that look like fucking honeycomb?" Like, oh, that's tripe.
Yeah, but tripe is good though.
Yeah,
if it's made right,
because you know what it tastes like. But you didn't know, and they're like, "Hey, I'm gonna give you some cow stomach." You be like, "Yeah,"
but it's from a cow. You can give me a cow hoof, and I'm still try it.
I know.
I told you, beef is vegetarian. I'm not letting it go.
I remember I went over to my cousin's house, and his mom was making soup. You know, like when soup, you boil the fucking the bones like crazy, but she had boiled some pig feet in there too. And that motherfucking broth tastes just like the hay in a barn. Woo! You know that smell when you walk into a barn? That's what it tasted like. It tasted like that smell. I was just like I ain't never took a deep breath before I fucking took a second sip before.
Damn, that doesn't even sound good.
Bro. I mean, I got it down, but you know, wasn't going back for seconds.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But anyways. All right. Well, so final thoughts on this movie. Like, what's your final quote or takeaway from this movie?
My final takeaway from the movie. Matter of fact, before I get into that, did you listen to the ending song?
No, I had it going on in the background because after it started coming, I walked away.
I thought about the same thing, but I actually listened to it, and the ending song is kind of dope because it talks about a house is just a big pile of bricks. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, my ending or what I'm taking away from the movie is your earthly possessions really don't matter. None of it really. I mean, you know, my Jack Dill jacket, all the figurines, and all that's dope because it says a lot about who you are.
Yep.
But when you start worshiping that stuff,
it
doesn't make a difference in the end. You know what I'm saying? It really doesn't.
I agree with that. Yeah.
So don't get caught up in it. Like enjoy it while you have it, but don't get caught up in it. That's what I got.
Yeah. For me, it's because of that last story. It's, you know, don't be afraid to step into the unknown. Like sometimes step into the unknown just to see what's out there. It's the only way. It's the only way you're gonna know what's out there for you.
You know? That's another thing too. This actually made me stop and think. One of the lyrics in the song at the end of the movie is the difference between a house and a home is in your home you never feel alone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now I was just like,
who's saying that? Lil Flip? No
shit. that was Luther Vandross. No, I'm joking. but
I gotta go back and listen to this.
No, the song is actually dope. Like the lyrics of it, just listen to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the music is not great, nothing like that, but the lyrics to it itself, I'm like, this is interesting. Because I even thought about that. Out of all the places I lived, I've actually felt alone in a lot of places. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so when he said that, you know, whether it was my house staying with people, in the case may be, when your house is a home, you never feel alone. And I thought when I actually moved by myself, I didn't really feel alone.
Yeah.
You know, even though I was by myself, I was like,
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. No, I've definitely, there's been moments where like you're just around a group of people. You feel alone because like, it's not, you don't have that security. You don't feel like you have that security in the sense that it just feels like no one around you has your back. You know, it's in those moments where you're just like, you start to take stock. You really start to take stock of what's important in your life. Like, what can I do without? I don't need this 4th and 5th bedroom. I don't need this other car. I don't need all these, fair weather friends.
That's another thing I realized. Like being here in the country, I got the little meat market, the produce store, and Dollar General. But I've realized I can work with those. I can live off of that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, don't get me wrong, Publix and Whole Foods and everything else, they're definitely great places.
Yeah.
But when you don't have it, you realize you don't need it. You know what I'm saying? Go down the street, get a couple of tomatoes and potatoes and shit. You know what I'm saying? Go to the meat market, get me a chicken, or go to the farm.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, I'm still eating. And I'm actually, in my opinion, I'm eating healthier because the food's coming from people's backyards.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
That reminds me, I got to give you some peppers from my mom's garden. My mom, fucking, she has all these Thai chilies growing in her front yard.
In the front?
Yeah. You remember that fucking...
Unless you had a big ass lemon tree.
No, remember that fucking, the papaya salad that you tried? You thought was fucking pasta?
So my drink, I thought was spaghetti. I was like, yo, what's up with that spaghetti in there? You was like, give it to him.
So the Thai chilies is the peppers that they put in that. And like my mom has, if we look at her front yard along the driveway, she has a bunch of plants there. So she picked a bunch and gave them to me.
Oh, snap. I've never known that.
Yeah, I'm going to give you some to take home.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. So that's this week's movie. Right. And so again, we're filming this thing out of order and shit. So next week's movie, which you're going to see is one of our older episodes, and we're going to start, we're going to go in order again, is Our Idiot Brother. Indeed. Starring Paul Rudd and a bunch of other people, Elizabeth Banks and stuff like that. But that episode, I think distinctly, one of the reasons why I wanted to kick off with that episode before we did this one is because it was a good conversation.
Yeah, that was a good conversation. I think that would hit home for the both of us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. So this is officially the first episode of Sarath and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast. Again, it is your boy Sarath, aka Makazi.
And your boy Chris Brown, aka Red Fort Delta.
All right. And then let us know. Let us know in the comments what you think. Keep it PG. Matter of fact, you don't got to keep it PG, but just know that we're probably not going to read them because we don't give a fuck with. We're just going to keep doing our thing. We're going to watch the movies we like, and we're going to talk about it. But,
indeed. Yeah. Actually, we didn't watch the movies that we like. We're just going to watch movies that we've been doing because trust me.
Yeah, we've been seeing some shit that we got a whole list of episodes that we did that can be dubbed the lost tapes. Yeah. And those will eventually come out, whenever we can't get time to record. But there's some doozies in there.
Oh, yeah.
There's some doozies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. As always, catch you later.
I can't do it with this finger. This one don't bend.
I know you got that. He grab my good finger.
I don't want that finger. My other hand ain't strong enough.
It's strong.
Oh man.